This is unbelievable, my friend. Just when it seemed the Raiders were in serious trouble against the Chargers, a twist of fate changes everything. One of the most important names on the roster is back in practice and could be on the field for Monday Night Football. It's the kind of news that shakes confidence, shakes opponents, and fills Raider Nation with hope. But calm down, because there's much more behind the scenes than you imagine. Before revealing every detail about this return, the risks that still exist, and how this could directly impact the duel against Los Angeles, please like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell, because what I'm about to tell you now will completely change the way you view this Week 2 game. Las Vegas Raiders fans can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Brock Bowers' long-awaited return to practice has come as a relief to fans and the coaching staff, who were apprehensive after the tight end underwent knee surgery during the Week 1 victory against the New England Patriots. Bowers, who was instrumental in the victory with 5 receptions for 103 yards, left the game after a hard hit from Patriots linebacker Craig Woodson hit his right knee on the sideline. The injury raised doubts about his participation in the Raiders' next big challenge, Monday night's matchup against the Chargers. After missing 2 practices over the course of a week, Brock Bowers finally returned to the field for a reevaluation workout on Saturday, which puts his chances of playing in good perspective. For a player just 22 years old, Bowers already made history in his rookie season, earning All-Pro honors with impressive numbers: 112 receptions, 1,194 yards, and 5 touchdowns. His explosive ability not only made him one of the NFL's stars, but also made him indispensable to the Raiders' offense, which relies on its unique passing game. With the Los Angeles Chargers defense seen as vulnerable against tight ends, Bowers' return is more than necessary. In Week 1, veteran Travis Kelce was given the freedom to excel, racking up 47 yards and scoring quarterback Patrick Mahomes' only touchdown. Bowers' performance against the Patriots showed that, when on the field, he can be a deadly weapon, especially in critical situations. And that's exactly what the Raiders need: a playmaker, someone capable of changing the game with impactful receptions and a great ability to make gains after the catch. With an increasingly competitive AFC West, the Raiders know that every win counts, and facing the Chargers, who also entered the season with a 1-0 record, will be a major challenge. The Los Angeles team defeated the Kansas City Chiefs impressively and is banking heavily on its offensive talent. However, with Bowers back in practice and showing he's ready to continue his successful run, the Raiders could find a gap in the Chargers' defense by exploiting one of the season's greatest strengths: Brock Bowers' ability to create game-changing plays. The question now is, will the young tight end be fully recovered to shine in Monday night's game? While the scare was significant, the expectation is that, with adequate recovery time, Bowers can return to his level of excellence and help the Raiders secure another important victory this season. With Bowers back and the Raiders confident, the big question now is whether time really needs to be tested against the Chargers. While the Las Vegas Raiders are celebrating their Week 1 victory, the reality is that there's much more to prove in Week 2. And the only thing that matters now is winning. It's not about racking up impressive stats. It's not about playing beautifully. It's about ensuring the victory is achieved. The team has a strong presence, especially on offense, but the real challenge will be against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are no ordinary opponent and have all the tools to put the Raiders to the test. Under Pete Carroll's leadership, the Raiders head coach has implemented a philosophy of resilience and adaptation. The focus is clear: win at all costs. While the victory over the Patriots wasn't a show of strength, it did demonstrate a team that has improved, especially compared to last season, where they struggled in close games. Now, looking at the Chargers, the Las Vegas team knows they need to stay focused and eliminate mistakes to achieve their goal. Geno Smith, the Raiders' offensive coordinator, echoed this sentiment when commenting on the team's mentality. "We don't care how we win, as long as we win. Some games will be ugly, others will have a lot more points. But in the end, what matters is coming out on top," Smith said. This mindset is crucial, because facing the Chargers means facing an explosive offense and a defense that, while talented, has holes that can be exploited. The Chargers' offense, with quarterback Justin Herbert and aggressive players, has all the potential to be a major obstacle. Their defense, on the other hand, has shown signs of vulnerability, especially when passing to tight ends. With players like Brock Bowers, who may be back from injury, the Raiders have the tools to challenge this defense. However, consistency is key. It's not enough to have good players. It's about playing without mistakes, capitalizing on opportunities, and controlling the pace of the game. For the Raiders, this is a crucial opportunity to continue building their confidence and establishing their authority in the AFC West. A victory over the Chargers would mean the Raiders are not just the surprise package of the season, but a legitimate team capable of competing for the top spot in the division. However, with the NFL's unpredictability, anything can happen in a game. The Chargers, with their own strength, have the capacity to surprise. Now, the big question is, can the Raiders overcome the adversity and continue their journey? Or will the Chargers derail their their plans and interrupt the Raiders' momentum. But amid this climate of confidence, an unexpected problem at the front court set off alarm bells in Las Vegas. Challenges continue to mount for the Las Vegas Raiders as they prepare for their Week 2 matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers. The latest complication comes from the offensive line, with the loss of starting right guard Jackson Powers Johnson, who was placed in concussion protocol after missing Friday's practice. Powers Johnson, who has been a key player in protecting quarterback Geno Smith, was not included on the injury report earlier in the week, raising questions about when exactly he suffered the injury. The fact that he likely won't be able to clear concussion protocol by Monday's game puts additional pressure on the Raiders, who now have to adjust their aggressive line. Without Powers Johnson, the Raiders will likely turn to veteran Alex Kappa, who is more than accustomed to taking on significant responsibilities on the offensive line. Kappa has already proven himself in several games and, with his experience, will certainly be capable of filling Powers Johnson's shoes. However, the absence of a starter on an aggressive line already lacking consistency brings a factor of unpredictability, which isn't ideal when facing a defense of ferocious pass rushers like the Chargers. This turnaround is a blow at a time when the Raiders need their line stronger than ever. The Chargers' defense will be eager to exploit any weakness, especially if the Raiders' line isn't 100% prepared. The pressure on Geno Smith and the work to create space for the running game will be even greater without Powers Johnson. The offense needs to be balanced to prevent the opposing defense from focusing on a single weak spot. Furthermore, the Raiders continue to deal with the issue of tight end Brock Bowers, who is still recovering from knee surgery and missed 2 practices this week. His presence is crucial for the Las Vegas offense, which will rely on his ability to spread the field and win coins after the catch. Bowers is expected to be ready to play, but the question mark over his fitness also adds a level of uncertainty to the timing. On the other hand, the Raiders' defense received a positive boost with the return of linebacker Elandon Roberts, who had been limited due to an elbow injury. Roberts returned to practice on Friday and should be ready to contribute to defending against the Chargers' air and ground attack. Roberts' presence could be crucial in helping contain an explosive offense in Los Angeles. With these factors in mind, the Raiders face a number of hurdles before preparing for the challenge against the Chargers. The absence of Powers Johnson and the uncertainty surrounding Bowers mean the team will have to adjust quickly. The depth of the roster will be tested, but if the Raiders can overcome these difficulties and execute their game plan with precision, they can still emerge with a victory. With the challenges of losing Brock Bowers, losing Jackson Powers Johnson on the offensive line, and the pressure on the defense against the Chargers, will the Raiders overcome these adversities and secure a crucial victory in Week 2, or will their accumulated problems impact their performance in Monday's game? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.